Greetings of the day. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm Professor Shalpa Rao from Department of Professional Management Studies, Christa Jayanti College, Bangalore. Today, we are going to deal an important topic from retail, which is visual merchandising. What is visual merchandising? Visual merchandising is arranging the goods or merchandising in an appealing manner so that the customers can get into the stores and they can buy that particular product for their use. Before we move on, I would like to ask you one question. How many times did you feel that when you visit to a retail store or when you go to a mall that you would like to see the window display or you want to see what exactly the mannequin is wearing? You are really excited when you go to a particular retail store or a mall and you see that particular mannequin wearing a particular dress or a particular accessory, and you would also like to buy that particular accessory or a dress. That excitement is nothing but a visual merchandising. How the things are being displayed to catch the attraction of the customer is the visual merchandising. Let's move on to the meaning of visual merchandising. It is basically an arrangement of the products for the display. So the arrangements of the product can be done either in the exterior, or it can be done in the interior, or it can be done on the mannequin, or it can be done even over the racks. So the presentation of merchandise and store display is the meaning of the visual merchandising, which also includes the window dressing. As all of you would have experienced, whenever you visit a retail store, there is always a window display is available at the entrance of that particular store, which gives us the overview what exactly the store is having with them. Now, very importantly, we need to understand that why visual merchandising. Firstly, it improves the business productivity. As we just now discussed, it says that the visual merchandising have a very deep relationship with the business. Now, any business or any retail owner, if they want their business to grow or they want their business to boom, they need to onboard a visual merchandiser who will help in keeping their products in a particular manner which makes a customers attract towards their products, and there will be a proper display of the products, and it will help in increasing the sale of that particular product. Second one is it help in boosting sale per square foot. As we understand in retailing, the space is the major concern, and every space what we use in retail store is an expense for the retail owner. So each and every space, whatever is available in that particular store, needs to be effectively and efficiently utilized. Then only it will help in boosting the sale of that particular store. It also helps in generating a faster turnover rate. When you have a good sales, definitely it will help in increasing the turnover of that particular store. Sells more profitable merchandise. As a visual merchandising or as a visual merchandiser, they will focus on the products what will have more gain to be showcased so that the customers can look into that product, and if they're satisfied with the product, definitely they want to pick up that particular product and that will convert into a sale. It also helps in increasing the amount of average transaction. This is pretty common when we go to a particular store. We often see the mannequin wearing a particular ethnic dress. For example, you want to buy for an occasion. When you see a mannequin, the mannequin will be dressed in an ethnic dress, but not only in a dress, but also the mannequin will also have the required accessories on her or that particular mannequin, as well as maybe a bag which is very trendy, which goes with that particular dress, even a footwear. So all this combination gives an idea to the customer that how exactly this particular ethnic dress will look if he is going to buy all other accessories as well along with the dress also. So this is not only selling one product, but because of the beautiful display of the products what the particular store is having, this will help in increasing the amount of average transaction also. Now, why do we need a visual merchandising? Because we want to convert the shopper as a stopper and walk into a store and buy the product rather than making a shopper a walk by. That means you don't want a particular customer to just walk by your store. You want that particular customer to stop in your store, look into the things what is available with you to be offered, as well as pick up a particular product. Now, what is the scope of visual merchandising? We have 4 categories over here. The first category speaks about the exterior presentation. Now, why did I keep this exterior presentation as the first most? Why? Because we have a very popular proverb which says that the first impression is the last impression. So any store which the customer would like to see, firstly the customer should get awestruck by looking at the exterior presentation. So storefront plays a very important role where you have a window display where you can keep all the things whatever is available with you which is trendy as well as which is a new arrivals for you that may definitely attract the customers to buy the products from your store. Then you have exterior signs. Definitely, if the particular store or that particular showroom is going with some kind of a sale, for example, if it is a EOSS sale, that means end of season sale, or if it is a mid sale, in that case, that needs to be displayed. Or if you're giving a certain percentage of sale, so in that case, that needs to be displayed in that particular window saying that you're going 50% off or you're going for an end of season sale or you're going for a mid sale. So that needs to be displayed even in that particular window. Then very importantly, the mannequins. What is placed in that particular window display plays a very important role. Why? Because these mannequins will be definitely wearing what you have the best in your store and they will be displaying it to the customers. Then the banners, if required, that particular store is having something new or something they want to inform the customers, they can also place the banners in front of their store. Then the store entrance. Always the store entrance should be wide as well as it should be pleasant for the people. There should be a people who will be greeting the customers and welcoming them inside that particular store. And window display. This plays very important role. As you can see in the picture, the particular window has a beautiful arrangement of the dresses, footwear as well as the handbags. Moving on to the second scope of visual merchandising is the store layout. Here we have 4 categories. We have merchandise flow, creating clusters, service areas and accessibility. So when we talk about merchandise flow, so every store should speak about a story. That means there should be a storytelling in that particular store. So it should not be clumsily kept in a particular store. There should be a theme, what should be followed in that particular store. And when the customer enters into a particular store, the customer should go through that particular story and they will be able to connect with that particular product, what is being kept over there. The merchandise can either follow a color theme or they can follow some kind of a season theme and then the story can be explained to the customers. You, instead of keeping everything at stacking up one over the another, you can create lot of clusters and in that particular clusters you can display the products what you have to offer it to your customers. And all the service areas should be accessible for the customers. When the customer enters into a particular store, the customer should not look here and there for looking for his items. Rather than that, all the goods should be placed in such a manner it should be easily accessible for the customers. Then comes a very important aspect in our visual merchandising, which is store interior presentation. Where we have merchandising presentation, that means how do you display your product, that is very important. Because as a customer, he's a layman when he's entering into your store, he doesn't know that what exactly you have it with you in your store. So it is up to the store owner that how do they display their merchandise or goods, whatever are the best, what they have it with them. Then another important aspect over here is the color scheme. What exactly is the color scheme followed in that particular store? For example, if you go to an Apple store, you would have seen the Apple store always follow the theme of a white color because they want their product needs to be highlighted when the particular customer in that particular store. Likewise, when you go to any eatery, probably if you go to McDonald's, you go to Pizza Hut or you go to Domino's, the Pizza Hut as well as the McDonald's, they follow the color of red and yellow. Then another aspect in a particular store interior presentation is lighting. It is very important the products what is available to be offered to the customer that needs to be highlighted. That what is the most important thing what you would like to highlight. Like for example, if it's a jewelry store and you would like to highlight your diamond jewelry collection, then all the unique pieces of your jewelry needs to be highlighted with the focus lights. That's very important. Another aspect, what creates an ambience for the customer is the music. The customer comes to a particular retail outlet. Obviously, he is coming for shopping for in his leisure time. So the music what has been played in a retail store should be very soothing. It should not be rocky. It should not be loud. It should be a pleasant music which makes a mood for that particular customer to stay in your retail store for a long period of time and spend a time to see through what all you have to display in terms of your merchandise, and that will definitely make a mood of a particular customer to pick up more product. Last but not the least, very importantly, the odor, the fragrance. The odor in that particular retail outlet should also be very pleasing, because majority of the time it has been found if that particular fragrance or the pleasantness is not available in the retail store, many times the customer gets ticked off and the customer just walk out of the store because of the bad odor in that particular store. Recently in Houston, there is an experiment done. In that experiment, it has been noticed, it's a particular shop which sells the footwear. So where they used to spray a different kind of a pleasant fragrance, and they have noticed during that particular fragrance, whenever that fragrance has been sprayed, the sale of that particular pair of shoes was increased for 84%. And there were times in a week when they don't used to spray that particular spray or that particular fragrance, the sale used to come down. And it is also noticed during that particular fragrance, the customer was also ready to pay 10 to 15% of the premium amount on the same pair of shoes. This is only a magic of that particular fragrance. So we can see in the store interior presentation how important it is to have a good presentation of the goods or the merchandise what you have to offer, to follow a proper color scheme which goes with the theme, as well as have a proper lighting, proper music, and as well as a good fragrance in a particular store, basically to give a customer a best experience and make sure that particular visit of the customer turns into a sale. The fourth one is about interior display, how exterior display is important. Likewise, interior display is also equally important. You can have different props what can be used in a store which guides a particular customer that what is new and what he can look into. Then there should be a proper space designing. That means, as we already discussed, space is a very important aspect in a particular retail store. Each and every space needs to be effectively and efficiently utilized. So space designing should be done in a manner that each and every space what is available in the retail store needs to be uniquely been used. The fixtures, that means depending completely upon the things what you have to offer it to the customers, you can decide upon the fixtures. That means you need a rack or you need a particular steps or you need a round tables, that you can be deciding based on what you have to offer. And if you really feel the mannequins are needed, like say for example, if you have a section where you're dealing with the children and you need to have a smaller mannequins which can display the best outfits for the children, then you can also have the mannequin. As well as the floor and the wall covering. Not only your floor should be properly been covered with a carpet or some kind of design that will take a particular customer to a particular destination, or there should be a proper covering of wall also where you can hang some kind of a pictures that may attract the customers. Then in-store signage are very important, because if the customer is a new visitor in your store and he doesn't know about the layout of your store, you need to guide him with the proper in-store signages which will help him to take it to a particular destination what exactly is he looking for. Rather than somebody helps him, he can help himself by looking into the in-store signages. Now, what are the factors which will be influencing the visual merchandising? First and foremost, the type of business. It's very important to understand that what is the nature of your business, and based on the nature of your business, you can think about the visual merchandising and how are you going to display your goods, or how are you going to display your merchandising, what you have to offer it to the customers. Then the store plan, that means what exactly have you planned, a blueprint of that particular store. Accordingly, you understand the space what is available and what you have to offer it to the customers. And apart from that, the next factor is a customer profile. We need to understand that what type of nature of business what we are in, and what type of a customers who will be visiting to our store. Based on the customer profile also, certain facilities needs to be created. Then the location, where exactly what you're going to place, that needs to be clearly been decided right in the beginning. Then a planogram, where we are talking about the exact location or the blueprint of that particular store. Cost versus space, where we are saying whatever space is available, we understand that it incurs a cost to the retail store owner. So we need to economically use that particular space what is available. See to it that each and every new product should be displayed to the customer, so that customer can understand that what needs to be bought. Then we'll also look into the different staff responsibilities. Whose responsibility is this? This is the responsibility of the retail store manager, what they need to look into it. So firstly, they need to understand how and what products to be displayed in a particular store. What should be shown, what not to be shown, what is new arrival, all the information will be available with the retail store manager, and they should take a call that what are the product what they are going to display to the customers. Then execute the planogram. That means there should be a proper blueprint for a particular retail store that needs to be executed by the retail store manager. They should make sure that there should be a timely display. For example, if there is any season, presently we recently celebrated our Republic Day and most of the stores were being decorated with the patriotic theme. But now we are moving into the next season, where you can see most of the stores are being decorated with a color of red because for upcoming program. So because of that, timely display of the products are very much important. Always try creating good themes based on the season, based on the mood, based on the celebration. You can create themes, and then based on that the products can be displayed. Maintain full stock appearance. Always see to it that your store should not look empty. Always all the particular products or the goods or the merchandise should be full stocked appearance should be there for the customer, because once customer enters into your showroom, he should see that the particular store is full of the items, not empty. Check and replace the expired and the damaged product. This is again very important aspect what the staff has to look into it. If you have a retail store of the grocery, then you definitely needs to see which are the products which are expired and damaged that needs to be replaced with the good products. Try rotating the products on a regular basis. Do not be very stringent of keeping things at one place only. Try moving the products from one place to another place, so that customer also get to see each and every part of that particular store. Majority of the time we see the store owners will try keeping the products at the same location. Then the customer will only go to a specific rack, pick up his product and just walk out. He never tries seeing the other location. If you keep rotating the product, definitely that and your sections, that will help the customers to also explore the each and every part of that particular store. And monitoring on a regular basis is very important, that how the products looks like as a third person, not as a store manager or a store employee, but as a customer. How do you see things? And monitoring things on a regular basis will definitely help in. So in conclusion, I hope all of you understood that what is visual merchandising and why it is important to have a visual merchandising in a retail store, as well as what are the factors that will have an impact on the visual merchandising, what elements do we use for the visual merchandising, and what basically the staff responsibility is. So visual merchandising is basically making sure that you are arranging all the products in a systematic manner, and that will give a customer the best experience, and also it will help in increasing the sales of that particular company. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Goodbye.